So today we're going to be going over 10 high-powered blue fragrances to crush every situation. In my opinion, every guy out there who has any sort of collection should have at least a couple of these. So blue fragrances, right? We all know them. Some of us love them. Some of us hate them. What I ended up doing for this video was switching it up. I did throw in a couple traditional ones, the blue, typical ambroxans, but I also tried to focus on some other blue fragrances in that the bottles are blue and they're fresh and kind of summer oriented, but they're not necessarily in the same direction as your typical blue fragrance. We're just trying to switch it up here and add a little bit more variety. We've got a really nice mix. A lot of these on the cheaper side. We do have a couple a bit more expensive, so no matter what your budget is, you're going to find something that you can pick up. And I will link these down below if I'm referencing prices. It's going to be through those links. Let's jump right into this one. We're going to start off with what is currently the cheapest fragrance in this video, JOOP Homme Ice, 125 ml testers for $16. Yeah, seriously, $16 for a bottle just like this. It's not going to be in stock at that price forever, but holy crap, is that absolutely crazy. It's got plum, clary sage, and tobacco. Not your typical ice fragrance, not your typical blue fragrance. That's what makes this interesting to all the people who crave and want something different. This is your key to success right here, my friend. This is going to be truly something different, so be ready for it. At this price point though, you really can't go wrong with it. Very aromatic leaning with a little bit of a light tobacco note in here. While it's not your typical summertime scent, you know, it would work great in fall, even into winter and early spring. Another affordable one, we have F by Ferragamo. This is going to be the free time flanker. Lemon, ginger, and pink pepper are going to be some of the main notes here. Very likable, very wearable, very fresh, very clean. F Black is one of my favorites, one of my favorite cheapies, and this one here is a nice fresh counterpart to that one, where I would wear the original F Black in wintertime, outdoors usually. I would wear this in kind of warmer weather, even now into fall, just when I want something clean and super easy to wear, kind of like a dumb reach beater type scent because of how cheap it is. It's got good performance, just like F Black does, and all around one that you just really can't go wrong with. Super easy to pull off. Same deal with this one, Perry Ellis 360 Blue. You guys probably remember 360 Red. That's what put this map, or this fragrance on the map, is what I was trying to say. And I think when most people think of a Perry Ellis fragrance, they think of 360 Red. That one's an Aqua de Jo clone with a little bit of a cinnamon spiciness. It's a great scent. But sticking with the blue fragrance theme, while not being 100% a blue fragrance by definition of using a ton of ambroxan, I went with this instead. Cypress, lavender, and rosemary, very aromatic leaning, and that's what I like about it. Kind of in a similar vein to something like L'Eau d'Issy, Pour Homme, I think that's what it is. Or no, it's, gosh, I can't even think of it. Issey Miyake L'Eau d'Issy. There's the one in the blue bottle, and then there's the Eau Fresh. I can't remember if I'm fully getting the name right, but that one's very aromatic leaning with the cypress and that sort of thing. Kind of a similar deal. Very affordable, great performer, works well for anything. Probably featuring this fragrance for the last time ever, and then I gotta put it up for good on the channel, that is BVLGARI AQUA ATLANTIQUE. While you could still get some of this in circulation, I'm gonna throw it in one more time. This is kind of gonna be its final send-off. I think this is the perfect video for it. Everyone should have AQUA ATLANTIQUE, in my opinion. It is a 12+ hour, hard-hitting, high-impact, beast mode complement monster that really excels in the summer heat. You know, it's got that aqua DNA, the BVLGARI aqua DNA, very unique. But then with the blue fragrance twist, this is going to be one of the ambroxan ones I was talking about. But even though it fits into that category, it's still just in a whole different world compared to Dylan Blue and Sauvage because of the aquatic, salty notes that those other ones don't have. All around very unique, one that is unfortunately discontinued, very sad. But I would definitely get you one while you can. Davidoff Cool Water Parfum is up next. Now this one here is one that I'm a big fan of. It's got some pink pepper going on, some grapefruit, some light woods, musk, vetiver, that sort of thing. It's a big improvement over the EDT and the EDP. If I had to choose one cool water to wear, just in general, it would be this. If I had to choose one cool water to recommend you to buy, it would be this, the Parfum. I think this is miles ahead of everything else they've put out within this line. At least talking about the stuff you can get right now, that is. I'm not touching on the hundreds of flankers before this, all the limited editions, because I really don't know too much about those. But currently, the ones you can buy, this is the one to get. Quality is improved, scent profiles is improved, and the performance is also really nice on this one. Definitely can't go wrong. Another typical BLEU, we have YSL EDP. It's one of those things where I couldn't help but put it in, you know. It just, I would have felt like I was missing something if I didn't, even though you're tired of it and you've seen it a million times. The good news is there's no Sauvage, there is no Dylan Blue, so I try to steer away from those. And while this one isn't to that level of popularity yet, it feels like it's getting close. Even though it isn't, it feels like it because it is talked about all the time, but for great reason. You know, there's no other reason other than the fact that this is an amazing scent. When you're talking about putting your money somewhere and putting it to good use, you get something like YEDP because you've got great performance to boot. You've got incredible versatility all year around. This is strong enough to work in the winter months coming up. You get great compliments out of it. The quality is nice. It's from a big designer brand. So when you tell people what you're wearing, they're going to think that's pretty cool. They're going to think you probably paid more for it than you actually did, right? There's just so much good about this fragrance, and that's why I had to include it. Next up, we have Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir. This is the Eau de Parfum version here. It's got musk, vetiver, and cedarwood. I really like these. The EDT, the EDP, the Eau de Toilette Intense, kind of like their Eau Fresh version, and their newest Parfum. The Parfum drifts further away than all the others. This one is kind of more that typical DNA that you would expect from these. Very woody heavy. Again, not your typical blue fragrance, not your typical fresh fragrance. This is just not your typical fragrance at all, right? This is a designer brand branching out and doing something different. So because of that, you're going to have people on both sides of the fence. If you want something more typical and standard, YEDP, great direction to go. Can't go wrong with it. AQUA ATLANTIQUE, same thing. If you want to stand out and be a little bit more different, you want to give yourself something that's kind of refreshing and perhaps even to some extent a bit challenging, go for this one. Next, we have an affordable alternative to a more expensive but very popular scent, AZZARO Chrome Extreme, and of course I'm talking about Acqua di Gio Profondo being the more expensive and more popular one. These both came out in the same year, so it's kind of funny how that worked out. And this is really a nice alternative for a fraction of the price. On discounters, usually around $43, $45 for this. On discounters for Profondo, if you're getting the 125 ml bottle, which is the closest to this 100 ml, comparing prices, you're going to be looking at, I don't know, 110 or a bit more, somewhere around in there. So price difference is pretty big. They both have their own place for sure, and if you could swing for the Profondo, definitely get that. But I also think even if you do have Profondo, like I do, this will still find a place and a use in your collection. It would be a great scent to take camping with you, be a great scent to just take on the road with you in your travels. If you're wanting Profondo, but you don't want to travel with your bottle, maybe you've got a giant 200 ml bottle of it like I do, and you don't want to try to pack that and risk it getting broken. There's just so many uses for affordable alternatives like this and clones that a lot of people may not think of because they immediately go to anti-clone thoughts. But really, kind of think about it, and you might find that you'll have some use out of some of this stuff. Gonna finish this one off with a couple more cheapies. Again, I try to keep this one pretty affordable. We have ROCHAS L'Homme. Now, this has blood orange, tonka, and juniper berries here. Smells fantastic. Another one that's very aromatic leaning, kind of like the Perry Ellis that I was talking about earlier, and a couple of the others. So again, not your typical traditional trendy blue fragrance, right? We're going for things just a little bit different with some of these, and this is one of them. Discounted price on this is absurd. I'm telling you guys, well, you can get this for $30. It really puts into perspective just how much other things may be marked up, because the quality that's coming out of this for a discounted price of $30, meaning that discounters are still making money off of that $30 they're selling it for, so they're getting it for significantly less. The quality that they packed into this one is nothing short of incredible at this price point, and it's one of the best smelling $30 fragrances I've ever put my nose on. Sometimes it's $28, $29 for a 100 ml tester. I mean, this is absurd. Like, seriously, I know I keep saying quality, 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 but when you've smelled as many things as I have, that's much more expensive than this, and some of those things don't compare to this, which is, you know, a fraction of the price, a quarter of the price. it starts to get a little bit crazy. This is one that I highly recommend. If you want a nice aromatic, super wearable, versatile men's scent, you got to go for this one. At least give it a shot. And we'll end this one with Antonio Banderas, the Icon Eau de Toilette. Figured I'd toss this in at the end because it just came back in stock. 100 mil, $19. Pressurized atomizer with that nice click sound. That sounds so nice. I love it. Presentation and everything for $19 is another one that's great quality, great value here. There's other fragrances in this price range, $20, that are significantly lower quality than this one. So again, it's one of those deals where if you do enough digging and enough looking around, you'll find some things that are very impressive. A lot of people may choose to sleep on this one. I know I would have, but when I ended up checking it out, and I even got the new Eau de Parfum, I've realized that these are a couple really solid scents. This one's kind of Sauvage and Dylan Blue inspired, but with its own little twist. And at this price point, being significantly cheaper than most all blue ambroxan fragrances, you can't really mess this up. Alrighty guys, I think that's gonna do it for me. 10 high-powered blue fragrances that every guy should have. These are gonna work for any situation. They're gonna crush no matter what situation you're going to. So I will provide links to these down below. Again, that JOOP Homme Ice, $16. Don't miss out on that. I mean, that's insane. Even if you hate it, you're out $16, and you'll be glad that you gave it a shot anyway, even if you do hate it, because it's such a small amount of money. Typically, it goes for $40 or so. So at this savings, it's worth for everybody to try. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.